are in the state-of-the-art, world-class BioMotion Centre at Visy Park. I'm with Sam Rosengarten, who's a sports physiotherapist and head of injury prevention here at the Carlton Football Club.
I was brought in here to devise and implement an injury prevention plan for the Carlton Football Club, and I was given the mandate that it had to be the best injury prevention program in the world. So when we started, it was pretty basic. It really started back in the urinal of the old stand, and we were just eyeballing things and writing it down, and so it's been a fantastic process where the club has sent me all over the world to see the best sporting facilities available. New York Knicks, Arsenal Football Club in the UK, and we've put together the best that's available around the world and brought it back to the club here. Jump in, mate, and we'll have a look at how you're moving today. It was always traditionally the case that you needed markers on the skin to tell you where the body was in space, and this technology takes it to a new level where the machine is able to see the person and calibrate it to that person itself without the need for markers or reflective placements on the guys. And so even just with the naked eye, we could see there that Levi's hip control on the left side wasn't as good.
So will this then affect moving forward throughout the week in terms of what training loads, the amount of training, what specific training he may do?
Yep, absolutely. So if we've got our first training session of the week on a Monday, then I'll hope to have my results out pretty much by the time they come off the track from that first session of the week, and that gives the medical team and us the best chance of intervening before the main training session. Terrific. What we're looking for is subtle changes that the player themselves doesn't feel, but that I can see with the BioMotion Centre, and then flag those to the doc, to the other physios, so we can actually jump in and do something and treat him, even though he might be none the wiser if there's anything wrong.
Good hide.
We'll upload this data to a processing centre, and we'll actually get a report where it's not just what we can see, we'll actually get a numerical value of this is how much, this is how many degrees his knee is coming in, and this is the amount of control he's able to demonstrate around the knee and hip in doing that task. Okay. But we'll also get how much of that jump height was generated from the ankle, knee and hip on his way up.
That's helped me not just to get back on the track quicker, but to rehab smarter. So I may feel like I'm going pretty good, but you do the screening and you know your left knee's not actually coming back as well as you thought. So you back off or you do a bit more strengthening stuff. So it's helped me.
Andrew Kratzo is a good example of a player who has been rehabbing from an injury that he had earlier in the year. We started to notice that he wasn't keeping up with the rehab progressions and was dropping off a little bit in his performance, and we were able to feed that information to him and the conditioning staff, and so we could adapt things, hold him back a little bit, wait for his body to catch up, and then move him along so that he was able to get back without having a re-injury or something like that. Seeing things that might be an indicator that players are about to get injured from a non-contact injury, obviously. And if that's preventable and we can step in and make sure they're available, that's the main thing from a club perspective.
Jono, amazing technology. I know obviously when I started there was a bit of a feel assessment from the physios to see whether you're recovered properly or you're going to have an injury. It's gone to a ridiculous level now.
It is. It's not just the naked eye anymore that assesses the players. As you can see here, they've got 14 cameras going right through the BioMotion Centre, and it allows to look at all the various angles, where you're loading, your running techniques, your movement patterns, your change of direction, all things that will help you, and some things even, as you heard in the feature, that the players might pick up themselves. They might feel like they're going okay, but something might be brought up or something might be seen that then can be alerted, so then they can affect the way that they may train throughout that week. And it's all about getting them out on the park on the weekend to perform for that 2 hours that's required.
So did Carlton actually feel that this is making a difference already, the identification and mitigation of injuries?
I think the example with Andrew Kratzo is a perfect one, in terms of they identified coming back off the calf that he just needed to download a little bit and look at various changes to his program, because the Motion Centre picked up a few things that weren't going right. They changed that, allowed him then to continue on in his recovery, slowed things down for a week, allowed him to keep going, which then got him back on the park, because if they didn't pick it up, he may have re-injured and then missed another 4 to 6 weeks with a second calf injury.
And we saw some vision there of Levi Casbolt. Obviously as a junior he had some injury problems. Do players like Levi actually embrace this? I know we have a lot of technology comes through football clubs and you think, oh, you know, I don't know whether this is any good or not. Have the players embraced it?
The players have embraced it. I think they've embraced it too because it's very quick. They get in there, they do their screening, they've got their set exercises, then they're out. So then by lunchtime, the coaches and the strength and conditioning department have got every player's assessment, where they're at, and then they can start to structure their training throughout the week. But it's not only the Carlton football club players that they can use it, the general public can go in there if you had surgery and things like that, or even other athletes from other sports who may need to go in there just to look at the way their running technique is, whether they're loading on the wrong leg, right leg, whatever it is, in terms of their sport, they can jump in there as well.
So actually, so someone who's had post-operative care somewhere, they can actually get down and see this. They'll watch this tonight and think, I wouldn't mind doing that. How do they go about that? Is it something, make contact with their doctor and the club?
Make contact there with the BioMotion Centre, and Sam was really strong in that as well. It's just another area where people can go in there and use the same facilities what the Carlton players go through on a weekly basis.